Good morning, my doves. So, this is kind of. Okay, it's my story, okay? Um, Before ASMR, before I even discovered it, I didn't know what it was. I did know what it was. I knew what people did in ASMR videos. I know people usually, popped bubble wrap, bath bombs, chopped things, or you were hearing crunching noises or brushing strokes and stuff like that. And there was always the painting ones too, the ones that I liked a lot. So this is before Mysterious ASMR, just before, okay. If I sound a little shaky, it's because sometimes I don't like telling this, because it hurts a little to talk about. So I was always picked on for every reason. One thing you should know about me is I do have blonde hair, and I do have a pixie cut. Like it shows in my profile picture. I wish my hair was purple, honestly. I really do wish my hair was purple. That's my favorite color. But before, my hair was shoulder length, and it was always lighter. Think Thranduil from the Lord of the Rings blonde. I'm not kidding. And I was always called a dumb blonde or a stupid nerd, which never really made any sense now that I look forward. Or rather, look backward from where I'm standing now. It never made any sense to me. My mom always told me they're just jealous, and, at first, that's what I thought. They're just jealous that I am smart, because I excelled in science and reading. I still sucked at math, but I still excelled in certain areas of schooling. I was getting A's and B's and some minor C's for the math. It got better once I got to high school, but during my preschool through middle school years, it was really hard for me to get along with anybody. I also used to wear glasses before my eyesight improved, and then I got rid of them. Also, I was a very skinny kid. I'm still very skinny now at the age of 25, but I have more muscle mass than I used to. So it's a lot better than what it used to be. Okay, and then unfortunately, due to years and years and years of just downgrading on my appearance and downgrading on who I was as a person, I kept going inward towards the shell of a person. I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't want to make friends because I was terrified of people. I was an introvert basically before I discovered cosplaying and before I discovered my voice as a person. Oh boy. And this is the part that I don't like talking about. Okay. I did go through a very bad depression, and it got bad to the point to where I actually considered and nearly committed suicide. And it is a very serious thing when my friends who I know hurt themselves talk about it. Because I went through it, I know the pain that they're going through. I don't want them to suffer through the same thing I suffer through. So I tell them, you are not alone. I am here for you. I am here to talk. So please, I beg you, please do not hurt yourself anymore. Please do not take that knife to your skin. You are an amazing person. I am here to talk. And actually, one of my friends told me that because of that influence, she stopped cutting, which is amazing and wonderful to hear that I have that impact on people. Because I do understand where they're coming from. I did not take a knife to my skin, but I did come close to considering it. if it wasn't for my friends and my family being there for me, I do not know if I would be here today talking to you guys, doing the things I'm doing. I have 2 jobs now. I have a wonderful, amazing, loving husband, and we're trying to have a baby, and I may or may not be pregnant because I've been getting hungrier and I've been feeling a little nauseous in the mornings. Nothing having to do with COVID, because around the time that afternoon rolls around, I'm pretty much fine. So I'm hoping that I may have a tiny person growing inside of me because my husband and I do want to have kids. I already know what I want to have due to premonition dreams that I've had in my past. And for those of you that don't know what I am, if you don't follow my Twitter, I am actually a Wiccan. I discovered Wiccanism about 3 years ago. I did not know what I was until I talked to a friend of my mom's who's actually a Wiccan, who did the hand fasting for me and my husband at my wedding, which was super amazing of her. And I did not know that's what I was for the past couple of years, for my entire life, that I was not only a Wiccan, but I was a white fae witch empath, meaning I could tune into people's emotions and know exactly how they're feeling and know how to make them, not necessarily force them, make them, but, help them feel better. That I've always had that impact on people. Just people have told me that since I have such a positive energy about me, because I no longer carry so much negativity, excuse me, that they're impressed and that it's contagious. I also have that effect on animals and babies. Just instantaneous calm with animals. I've even gotten cats that the owners say, "Oh, don't pet them, they'll scratch you," and then they're purring like crazy by the time I touch them. And I used to work in Walmart, and I would have screaming kids come through all the time. And then this one day, there was this couple with a screaming baby, poor thing, screaming his head off, probably needed a nap, but I asked them if they wanted help. I was walking behind them. I said hi to their baby. The baby just lit up and was like making grabby hands towards me, like he wanted to be held by me. And I'm like, okay. And the parents actually let me hold him, and he instantaneously just stopped crying and started giggling and laughing. And I was going, "Hi, buddy," just talking to him. And the parents literally asked me, I'm not kidding here, guys, "How did you do that?" And at that moment, I had no idea. I just said maybe it's a maternal instinct, because I did have nephews. I still have nephews, and now I have a more extended family thanks to my husband, since we got married 2 years, soon to be 3 in July. I know, it's crazy. That, I had that impact, and I didn't realize that I was an empath. I just thought it was like a maternal instinct, because I've always been that way with kids. I've always been a calming nature towards kids and animals and people in general. I did not realize that my empathy was what made me that calming, fun person. I did not realize that until I discovered my Wiccanism about 2-3 years ago. I've always also been lucky on Black Friday. I have found money, jewelry. I've always turned in the jewelry, don't worry. And if nobody's claimed it, it ended up mine anyways, because you know the rules. Because if nobody claims it after a few hours or days or whatever it is, depending on your state and where you live, then it's automatically yours. Like, also depending on, like, the police department as well. Because some police departments just keep it for themselves. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying, like, some, because I've seen those movies. I'm not saying, like, it's a truth. I'm just saying it as it is. And what got me into ASMR is the fact that I was just browsing on YouTube. I'm not kidding. I was just scrolling through YouTube, and I come across Cardlin Audio. Shout out to my boy Cardlin. He was really amazing, and then I started listening to more and more and more, And then I started listening to Darian, and then I started listening to Not Who Rose Sinks, and then I started listening to Aussie Ben, and then I started listening to more and more and more. And I'm like, these people are amazing. I wonder if I can do this. So I downloaded a really nice recording equipment on my phone because I don't have recording equipment at home because I have no money, because I am a broke 25-year-old. I'm telling you now, that's how old I am. And I live in the United States, and I live in Colorado. Okay? That is as much as a description as you're getting out of me. If you do live in Colorado and you meet me in real life and you know my voice and you're like, oh my god, you're mysterious, I'll be like, hi. Because I'm not that type of person to just avoid people anymore. I love people because I could now tell their intentions, their auras, and I can read them so well. What I couldn't do in the past. So a lot of the rustling here is just me getting comfortable in my car, because that's where most of my recordings are done. I normally just turn off my car and turn off my heat, in this case, because it's freezing in Colorado during the winters. And yeah. And somebody did ask me on my Twitter page, he actually is right, she, I think, one of the two, is writing a script for me, which is awesome. And he wrote a script that I sent to Maso Kitty, and fingers crossed, she will be Shishomaru in my upcoming yokai series. And if she's not able to do that, I completely understand, because Shishomaru is an interesting character to kind of get a hold of, because he has that haughty lord aura to him, so it's a little hard, so you gotta take into that account. So yeah, that's basically what I do. And the way people kind of calm people and talk to people on their recording devices, either on their computers or their phones like I do, then they just have an impact on people. And I wondered if I could do that. When I started it, it was just regular recording on my phone with the camera facing down, because, you know, a lot of ASMR artists want to be ambiguous and want to be mysterious. And I've always loved the idea of Mysteria, which is actually my superhero alter ego that I made up in high school. I kid you not. So it's based off of that, you know. So that's why I got involved in ASMR, because I've always had a way of talking to people. I'm like, if I could talk to people, you know, IRL, I could do it on the phone. I could record my voice. I could talk to people. I can tell a story, because I've always told stories. I've always written down fan fiction. I've always, you know, had a story in my head about one thing or another, because ideas just keep coming to me, because I always have that idea. Because not only am I kind of an idea person, I'm also a cosplayer. I have 23 costumes, soon to be 24, because I'm adding Newt Scamander to my cosplay, because I have a Niffler and the Marauders map at home, because I'm a Harry Potter jerk. I'm a Harry Potter fan. And if you're wondering about my house, I'm kind of a mixture of all of them. Just the Slytherin part of me is very, very minute, because I'm not exceedingly mean. But then again, not all Slytherins are evil. Snape. And not all Gryffindors are good. Case in point, Peter Pettigrew. He was a Gryffindor. He joined the Death Eaters. You know, so I'm kind of like all the houses, like, mushed into a solitary person. So, and that's what it is. So anyways, that is kind of my story. So back to the back to my the person writing a script that wrote a script for me. He asked me on Twitter, pancakes or waffles, and the thing is, can I please choose both, because they're both delicious. So both. That's the answer to the pancakes or waffles question. Both. So yeah, that is not only my story and why I got involved with ASMR. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions pertaining to certain things, please ask them on one of my forums, which will be in the descriptions below. And I'll see you again later. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to get hashtag Darling Dove's Army to trend. So please, hashtag Darling Dove's Army, one word, and that is for me. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.